Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Today we're going to be starting a new series, and that is the quick tips and advice to help you, the saltwater hobbyist, be successful. Now, what we're going to do is just make these really quick videos with minimal editing and getting right to the point for the exception of this first intro. Now, when it comes to the very first video, we're going to be talking about the film at the top of the tank. Now, this was inspired by a question we got at the live stream Q&A yesterday, and you can see that it is at the very top of the tank. And they were asking, how do you get rid of the film? What do I do to get that so it goes away? And when I came down here this morning, I noticed that I was getting a little bit of a film, which is pretty normal for this deep blue rimless tank. And why is it common for this? I actually have, I'll give you guys some video overlay, but there's the overflow back here that has a strainer which just gets full of sponges, and over time it just clogs up and causes the water level at the back of the overflow to go up, which then causes the level to be even with the tank, which doesn't allow the film to actually strain down into the overflow and down into the filter sock. So that's why I have it in this tank, but it still inspired me to make this video to help you guys, regardless if you have this similar situation. So the first thing you want to do if you have a slime or fill at the top of your tank is to get your return lines up out of the water. Get them up a little bit, nothing crazy. You don't want them splattering all over the place like that. It's kind of the water splatters up into the lights. You don't want that. Just enough to actually break up the surface agitation and kind of break up that film. You can see there's a little bit of bubbles there. But that is the very first thing you want to do. The next thing you want to do is get your power heads. Now, these are Nero 5s, which are a little bit difficult to angle up, but you can still bring the pump itself up, and you guys saw that there was a little bit of bubbles getting pulled in. That's what happens if you have the Nero 5 too high up or too close to the surface. So what you want to do is take your power heads and angle them up, again, to cause the surface agitation that you guys are seeing right here, which then helps break up the film and get it down into the overflow. Now, if you do have an overflow box, it doesn't hurt to check to see what the level in the back of that box is. Now, if the level, again, gets too high, you're going to have it so it doesn't strain properly. The slime and the oily substance can't get over the overflow and down into the filter socks or down into the sump. So check the overflow box and make sure you take care of that. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to set up another camera, and we're going to go ahead and turn the light on so you guys can actually see everything back here. We're going to clean it, and we'll watch the water level go down, and we'll watch all this film just go away. All right, so let's go and do that. All right, now that we have both cameras set up, we got one for the film. You guys can watch that disappear. And then the other one is just to show you the cleaning process. Now, as I mentioned, you can definitely see the sponges that are taking over, as well as the tube worms and all that kind of stuff in there. And it's very simple to clean this. Just reach in. There's not a lot of room. You can remove this if you want. I usually just get in here and just kind of crunch up everything and get all the sponges through the inlet. Now, what's going to happen is all this stuff is going to go down into the overflow box, down into these sumps and be filtered out. But yeah, there's just basically pieces of sponge and all sorts of stuff. Now, if you can get in here with a toothbrush, which I've done before, I do have a toothbrush. Let me go and try that. Show you guys that whole process. It's pretty simple. Just get in here and clean off everything. Lots of sponges. And what happens, it just allows everything to go in. You can see that it's getting sucked in now, and the water level is actually going down. That's what we're looking for. So once the water level goes down, you should be able to see that the film is starting to go away down into the overflow box. This is a good time to clean off your overflow box too. Anything you want to clean off on the inside. There you go. Just let all that flow down, get picked up by the filter socks. And I usually don't spend a lot of time in here because I have to do it every month. The sponges just take over, and it's just part of the whole process. You can see breaking it up, everything getting sucked in. And yeah, so that's the normal water level. It will come down just a tad bit more once everything kind of gets through, and then that's it. That's what's going to allow the skimmer, or sorry, not the skimmer, but the surface, the skim, to be pulled down into the overflow and removed completely, alongside with your surface agitation from your overflow and from your power head. So that's about it for the quick tip video. Don't want to make it last too long. And yeah, so if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to put that stuff in the comment section. All right, peace.